Week 2 started with me feeling like I had cracked the code. After surviving 7 days of focused training, and trust me, if you saw how badly I failed those first few days, you'd understand why this felt like a miracle, I was confident. I could do this. I was ready to become a productivity machine. I was wrong. Spectacularly wrong. Day 8 hit me like a freight train. I sat down, started my timer, and something had changed. The technique that worked perfectly on day 7 suddenly felt impossible again. My brain was rebelling. It was like my focus muscle had gone on strike overnight. What I didn't understand then, but discovered through painful trial and error, was that I'd entered what I now call the resistance phase. My brain had figured out what I was trying to do, and it was fighting back with everything it had. The distractions weren't just external anymore, they were internal. My own mind was sabotaging me. This is the phase where most people quit, where they decide the technique doesn't work. But I'd made a commitment to 30 days, and something from week 1, those moments of pure focus I'd experienced, kept me going. Day 10 changed everything. I was working on a presentation that I'd been avoiding for weeks. You know that type of work, important but boring, necessary but uninspiring. I'd been procrastinating on it for so long that it had become this massive mental burden. But during my 3rd Pomodoro that day, something clicked. I wasn't just working on the presentation, I was enjoying it. The timer wasn't a constraint anymore, it was creating a game. Could I finish this section before the bell rang? How much could I accomplish in exactly 25 minutes? This was my first taste of what psychologists call flow state, but artificially induced. The Pomodoro timer had become a focus trigger. When I heard that ticking, my brain knew exactly what to do. I was Pavlov's dog, but instead of salivating for food, I was craving deep work. But week 2 had one more surprise waiting for me. Day 12 was the day I discovered the dark side of this technique. I was so excited about my new superpower that I decided to push it. 8 Pomodoros, 10, why not 12? If 4 sessions felt great, surely more would be better. By the 8th session, I was mentally destroyed. My brain felt like it had been put through a blender. I was making stupid mistakes, my creativity was gone, and I felt physically sick. I'd learned a brutal lesson. Focus is finite. You can't just keep pushing without consequences. That night, I couldn't sleep. Not because I was energized, but because I was overstimulated. I discovered that the Pomodoro technique wasn't just about working harder. Week 3 was about optimization. I started tracking not just how many Pomodoros I completed, but how I felt during each one. Energy levels, focus quality, the type of work I was doing. I was turning myself into a productivity laboratory. The breakthrough came on day 18. I realized that different types of work needed different approaches. Creative work, writing, brainstorming, designing, flowed better in longer chunks. Administrative tasks, emails, scheduling, data entry were perfect for the traditional 25-minute sessions. Day 20 was when I discovered the phenomenon that would change everything. I was deep in a work session, completely absorbed when the timer rang. But instead of feeling relieved, I was annoyed. I wanted to keep going. The artificial constraint was working so well that I was craving more work, not less. This is when I realized what was really happening. The Pomodoro technique wasn't teaching me to work in short bursts. It was teaching me to want to work. Those 5-minute breaks weren't interruptions, they were creating anticipation. Like a good TV show that ends on a cliffhanger, the timer was making me eager for the next episode. Week 4 was pure magic. By day 22, I wasn't even setting timers anymore. My brain had internalized the rhythm. It's not about forcing focus. It's about creating the conditions for natural focus. It's not about eliminating distractions. It's about training your brain to choose focus over distraction. Day 28 brought the ultimate test. I had 3 major deadlines, back-to-back meetings, and what should have been a completely overwhelming day. But instead of panic, I felt calm. I mapped out my day in Pomodoro blocks. identified my peak energy times, and executed like a machine. I completed more high-quality work in that single day than I typically did in a week. Not because I worked longer hours, I actually worked less, but every minute was intentional. Every session had a purpose, every break was respected. The final 2 days were about reflection and measurement. I tracked everything: total focused hours, projects completed, energy levels, even my mood. The results were staggering. In 30 days, I'd gone from being able to focus for maybe 20 minutes at a time to sustaining concentration for hours. But the numbers only told part of the story. The real transformation was psychological. I wasn't fighting my brain anymore, I was working with it. Procrastination had become productivity. Distraction had become focus. Chaos had become control. By day 30, I realized this experiment had revealed something profound about human attention. We're not naturally bad at focusing, we're naturally good at it. But we've created an environment that makes focus nearly impossible. The Pomodoro Technique doesn't give you superhuman abilities, it gives you back your natural ones. The most important lesson? The 25-minute rule wasn't the secret. The 5-minute breaks weren't the secret. The real secret was something much simpler and much more powerful: the courage to be bored. In a world of infinite stimulation, the ability to sit with your thoughts for just 5 minutes is a superpower. We're not productivity problems. We're attention addicts. The average person gets a dopamine hit every 6 minutes from their phone. We've trained our brains to crave constant stimulation. The Pomodoro Technique isn't a productivity hack. It's digital detox disguised as time management, and that's exactly why it works. I need to ask you for one small favor. YouTube's algorithm is weird. It rewards videos that get engagement early, which means the more people who like and subscribe in the first few hours, the more people YouTube shows this video to. And honestly, this technique changed my life. If it can help even one person break their phone addiction and get their focus back, it's worth it. So here's the deal. If this video helped you understand something new about your attention span, or if you're going to try this technique yourself, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It takes literally 2 seconds, but it helps me reach more people who need to hear this. And here's something most YouTubers won't tell you. I actually read every single comment. So drop a comment below with your biggest focus challenge right now. Is it your phone? Social media? Let me know, because I reply to everyone. And I might even make a video addressing your specific problem. If someone as scattered as me can do this, trust me, you can too. Next week, I'm dropping a video. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Remember, you're not broken. You're not lazy. You're just a normal human being trying to focus in an environment designed to distract you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.